Welcome back to Broke Man Finance. My name is Adam, and in this video we are talking about Palantir. They have a catalyst coming up at a certain date, and I think we can see that share price pop, and we're going to talk about that exact date here in a few minutes, but we're also going to break down what Palantir does exactly and what makes people like Cathie Wood so dang bullish on them. We're going to look at some of their numbers that are pretty optimistic for potential investors. But we're going to try to break down what exactly they do in layman, regular folk terms, so that way maybe their business model makes a little more sense to all of us. And make sure to hit that subscribe button so we can continue bringing you videos that we feel like gives you value. And while you're at it, go down to the description below. There is a list of links that I consider my financial tools that I use on the daily that helps me make and save money. Palantir was founded back in 2003 by billionaire Peter Thiel and current CEO Ale Karp, but they just went public late last year. Palantir provides software for customers used to integrate volumes of data from images and spreadsheets into a central platform where it can be securely analyzed and interpreted. Its main two platforms are Foundry and Gotham. Both are used to help make better decisions, but just in different environments. Foundry is used in the business world and Gotham in the military world. Not only does the platforms help decision making, it gives the user potential outcomes of said decisions. If you do A, then B is likely to happen. That's where the value is made for Palantir, and that's why people are so bullish on their future. To have AI, artificial intelligence, give you potential outcomes from various decisions that you put into that software. You input a bunch of information in that software, and then the software tells you what's likely to happen. It's like Palantir is giving these businesses their own crystal ball, which sounds great, but Palantir has been the focus of a lot of controversy for their work with the Department of Defense, the CIA, FBI, NSA, and especially Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Government contracts has remained a major part of that revenue, but the commercial side is growing, and I have to believe that that is going to be the future of this company. Their software is amazing at looking at big data sets and using those analytics to even help track and capture terrorists and drug smugglers. Palantir was said to be used in helping to figure out where bin Laden was. That's why Palantir is so important to the government, but they are finding more and more uses in the commercial world. Chrysler uses it to identify faulty car parts. Insurance agencies are using it for risk assessments and even partnering with Ferrari to analyze performance data. And don't forget data. Data is the world's most valuable resource. It's the most valuable resource literally on the entire planet. Speaking of value, let's look at some numbers from 2020 that kind of explains why investors like Cathie Wood and other people are so bullish on this company. In their investor presentation, which is crazy impressive, by the way. If you have a chance, this is a side note, if you have a chance, make sure to go and check it out on Palantir's website under Investor Relations. I look at a lot of investor presentations, and this one screams growth. No matter what the share price is doing, it is deal after deal after deal. But in their investor presentation, they advised they had an increase in revenue of 47% last year. 21 more deals were signed, all being worth more than $5 million, 12 of those being worth $10 million or more. The customer revenues were up 107%, totaling 44% of the revenue at $482 million. Up 107% is a great number. Government contracts, as I mentioned, are still the majority of revenue for Palantir. Last year, government contracts were up 77%, totaling 56% of that revenue at $610 million. But I'm sure you can do a little bit of math and know that 107% is a lot more than 77%. So that customer base, that customer revenue base is obviously growing, and I see it outshining the government contracts in the next few years. Their top 20 customers spent a lot more money this year, from $495 million to $663 million. But what I like more than that is the decrease on the right. They went from their top 20 customers being 67% of their revenue to only 61%. Meaning, they are generating revenue outside that top 20 more and more, so they are striking more and more deals, creating a bigger customer base. For such a powerful company already, Look at this untapped growth potential. They have 8 customers from the Fortune 100, which is great. However, I look at that as 92% more potential from some major companies. 12 of the global 100 they have, and 24 of the global 300, or around 8% of that 300. I see that as a win-win. Some of the biggest companies in the world trust Palantir, and there are still a lot of companies out there to do business with that have deep, deep pockets. The controversy that has surrounded Palantir has 100% affected that share price, especially with Peter Thiel being so outspoken on being a Trump supporter. However, I get the impression that they just don't care about the haters and the naysayers and all the noise in the media. They seem to be pretty unapologetic. They believe that their products are some of the best in the world, and they believe that because they create so much value for businesses, it doesn't really matter. Either get on board the train or get off the tracks because they are coming through. That's kind of the mindset, and to be honest, I like that. Palantir is currently trading for $24.15 at the time of this filming, which is down, almost half from those $45 highs. But are they a buy at these prices? Many analysts say that Palantir is overvalued, but so many tech companies have been accused of that over and over throughout the years. Look at Tesla currently, only to prove them wrong later. Just off the market cap and expected revenue through 2025, I gotta agree with some of the analysts that it's definitely not a cheap play. This is an expensive stock. You have to be bullish on the future of this company and what we believe they can do for the entire business culture and what they can do globally, kind of like a Tesla. Because when you start breaking down the numbers, a lot of times it's not going to make sense and it's going to have an overvalued look. The calculations aren't going to add up and it's going to have that overvalued feel. But people believe Palantir is the future of data analytics and AI decision making. That's what they're investing into. They're not looking at the current valuations right now. Now here is the day I believe we can see a jump in that share price. I think we could see a share price jump on April 14th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. DoubleClick is the first installment of a series of demonstrations. A series of demos that showcase how their platforms are used by customers in 40 industries around the world. Palantir will dive into how Foundry is used by customers across the life sciences and industrial sectors. This demo will highlight how their customers deploy end-to-end use cases in a matter of clicks for everything from clinical research to the analysis of real-world evidence, from field force optimization to sensor data from connected cars. I'm curious to see what these demos are going to look like. Now, they're not profitable yet because, one reason is they are putting so much into research and development by some of the most brilliant people in the world. I can guarantee Palantir bulls like Cathie Wood that I've mentioned several times already and other institutional investors will be watching these demos very, very closely. This demo, as well as future demos, could be major catalysts for the stock moving forward. With a solid demo performance of some innovative products, we could see a pop in that share price. Plus, there are analysts out there that believe the field that Palantir is in could become more and more competitive as the market becomes saturated. However, if Palantir starts demoing products that are still much more advanced than anything out there, it may make those leery investors a little more comfortable. Just based off the numbers and not looking at the potential of the company, they are expensive. It is what it is. That's just the truth. I would like to see this share price well under $20, but I don't know if we will for a while, but it's an expensive stock. You have to be bullish on the potential that Palantir has on the future of the business world and at the same time, their government contracts. It may be, at some point, this may be one that is just government won't let them fail. But I do believe that Palantir has a very bright future, so we may want to pick up some shares before April 14th because once they start releasing these demos, we could see that share price gain some momentum, get some hype baked into it, and continue to tick upward. So it may be a great time to buy, even though it is an expensive stock. But like I said, you have to be betting on the future. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, I hope those stocks stay green, especially Palantir. I hope you stay safe. I hope everyone out there takes care.